Hi everyone, today we're going to be reviewing week 3 of Unit 1, which is all about healthy lifestyles for Standard 4. And the guiding question of this week was, how do you practice good personal hygiene? So, just reviewing what we should have learned this week through the at-home activities. Monday's activity was all about germ transmission. Tuesday's was about dental hygiene. Wednesdays was about washing our hands, and Thursday was about bathing. And today we'll be doing a review of all the subjects to help you reinforce the knowledge. So firstly, germ transmission. So what are germs? How are germs transmitted? And why is this especially relevant for right now? And this video is being filmed in 2020. So what are germs? Basically, germs are super small organisms that, are known to make you feel bad and cause diseases. But it's also important to note that there can be some good germs, but we especially want to prevent the bad germs that, cause us to get common infections like fever, rashes, coughing, vomiting, diarrhea, and more. And basically, germs are parasitic organisms, which mean they, instead of producing their own nutrients to sustain themselves, they take from something else. So for example, germs that are harmful to us, they take nutrients and energy from us in order to sustain themselves. And that's why it makes us feel bad. We're gonna watch this short clip below that kind of goes into more depth about what germs are.
You heard of germs? Do you know what a germ is? Germs can cause you to be sick. They're tiny little microorganisms that exist all around us, and they are invisible. So small you can't even see them. But they're real. And here are a few common nasty ones. Scary looking, I know. These germs have favorite places to hide and live, too. We call these areas germ hotspots, like kitchen countertops, doorknobs, and even your gaming devices and cell phone. And they love to live in your bathroom. If you don't kill these germs, they can spread and get on you, and then inside you, and make you sick. But here is the good news. You can kill these germs and help protect yourself by following these 3 simple, clean and healthy germ knockout rules. Number 1, build your immune system. A healthy body is a strong body. Always eat lots of veggies and fruit to build your immune system to protect yourself if and when a germ attacks your body. Number 2, wash your hands regularly with soap and water. Anytime you encounter a hot spot where germs live, scrub your hands all over, front and back, between fingers and around nails, for as long as it takes to sing happy birthday twice to really knock those germs out. And 3, germs love to spread from one sick person to another, so try to keep your germs to yourself. Cough or sneeze into the crook of your elbow to keep your hands clean and your germs contained. Then wash your hands. Just remember, germs are out there, and they can make you sick. Do your best to help prevent the spread of germs and knock them out. A message from Cincinnati.
Okay, so hopefully that video helped reinforce what germs are and some key terms like hotspots. Yeah. So how are germs spread? Basically, they're transmitted in 3 ways. One is direct transmission. So this is, when people touch each other directly, such as, giving a friend a hug. Indirect transmission is when a person like touches an object and then that object is passed along. So for example, if I was writing with this pen and I handed it off to my partner, then my partner would get my germs because they were transmitted onto this pencil or this pen. And lastly, there's airborne transmission, which is when germs can travel through the air. So if I were to, sneeze and maybe not cover my cough very effectively or my sneeze very effectively, then the germs can spread throughout the air and someone else could inhale them. So these are the three primary ways in which germs are transmitted. Um, if your teacher wants to, at this point, you can pause the video and give the students a minute to come up with an example other than the ones listed here for each different way of transmission, just to make sure they understand the concept. So pause here. Okay, we'll move on now. So why is this lesson so timely? Right now, we're in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. And I have a quick exercise for you guys. So the CDC, or Center for Disease Control, Center for Disease Control released this statement here telling people how the COVID-19 virus is spread. So the virus that causes COVID-19 is thought to spread mainly from person to person, mainly through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. So right now, pause this video and maybe think for a minute or two about how COVID-19 is transmitted. Is it direct transmission, indirect transmission, or airborne transmission? So I'll give you a minute to pause. So based off of this statement, we can say that COVID-19, the virus that causes COVID-19, is spread through all three ways of transmission. So from person to person, that's direct. Indirectly, it is spread as well. And lastly, if a person sneezes, coughs, or talks, then the droplets coming out of the mouth can be spread to other people. So all three ways of transmission are at play here with COVID-19. So now that we know how COVID-19 is spread, how does the CDC recommend that we prevent its spread? And I'm just going to go through this list here. I'm sure you all are familiar with some of these already. So avoid close contact with people who are sick to prevent that direct and indirect transmission, as well as airborne transmission. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you're sick, so that's quarantine. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces using a regular household cleaning spray or wipe. And this is to prevent indirect transmission in those hot spots, such as kitchen counter, bathroom, etc. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after going to the bathroom, before and after eating, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. And this last one, if soap and water aren't readily available to you, alcohol-based alternatives for hand sanitizers are really great to keep your hands clean as well. And this right here is actually a picture of what coronavirus is supposed to look like. This is from the New Scientist. So moving on, Tuesday, you guys learned a little bit about dental hygiene. So the two main questions for this topic is, what is an anatomy of a tooth, and how can we take care of our teeth? So our teeth have three different layers. The crown right here is a part of the tooth that we can see. So it's above the gum, and it's made out of a hard protective outer layer called enamel. So this is enamel here. The next two layers of the tooth are the dentin here and the pulp. So the pulp includes all the blood vessels, nerves, and roots in your teeth, and the dentin is a layer on top of that, another extra layer to protect. Sometimes when you eat something too cold, your teeth get really sensitive. That's because the nerves in your pulp are getting they're being touched, or they're sensitive. And another key term for tooth anatomy is plaque. So plaque is a collection of bacteria on the surface of your teeth, and it can also be in between your teeth. Basically, after we eat food, this bacteria can stay on our teeth and it releases acids that attack the enamel and can cause it to even like break down sometimes. So it's really important to brush our teeth after eating. So taking care of our teeth, avoiding eating too many sugary and starchy snacks. This goes back to having a good diet. This benefits our teeth as well. Sugary foods can be really acidic for our teeth, and again, that breaks down the enamel. Second, make sure you're brushing your teeth 2 times a day for 2 minutes each time. This is to get rid of that plaque bacteria. Use a pea-sized amount of toothpaste when brushing your teeth and do it in small circular motions. Make sure all parts of your tooth are clean by brushing the front, back, and top part of each tooth. This again is to prevent plaque, and then flossing daily as well. So moving on, hand washing. The 2 main questions for this topic is what are microbes and when should we wash our hands? So what are microbes? Microbes are tiny living organisms that can or cannot cause disease. Germs, which we just learned about, or pathogens as well, are types of microbes that can cause disease. And naturally we have microbes on our hand, and many of the microbes, like germs, like there can be good microbes, keep us healthy, but some of them can also make us really sick. So when we touch things, some of the microbes on our hands are transferred to the things we touched. Again, this is indirect transmission. And the microbes from the things we touch are transferred back onto our hand and body. So it works both ways. We can pick up other people's germs and we can spread our own germs as well. This picture to the right here is the hand culture. So all the microbes from a child's hand, a healthy child's hand. So this kind of goes to show how many microbes are on us. Yeah. And when should we wash our hands? So the CD recommends all these times. After going to the bathroom, before eating or preparing food, because we don't want any germs to be in our food. After changing a diaper, for example, so yeah, dealing with waste. After coughing, sneezing, or blowing your nose, after taking care of a sick person, after touching the garbage, or after playing with your pet. So lastly, we're going to move on to bathing. Why is bathing important and how often should we be bathing? So bathing is important for mostly 3 different reasons: our physical health, our mental health, and our social health. So physical health, regular baths or showers help us to wash away germs and prevent illness, infection, and other diseases caused by germs or microbes. Mental health, like cleaning yourself, is really important to your mental health. It can help you wake up, and it can also soothe you or calm you down. And also being clean is really important to having a good outlook on life. And lastly, social health. The less often we clean ourselves, the more likely we are to develop noticeable odors. So self-esteem goes up when you are clean. How often should we bathe? So it's recommended that people shower or take a bath every day or every other day, and to wash your face twice a day just to, remove oil and dirt. And then also showering or bathing after swimming, playing sports, or anything that kind of makes you sweat a lot. And this is a really important note here. If you are unable to bathe every day due to a deficit in water or resources, totally okay. If you're inactive and not constantly sweating, bathing can also be more spaced out. It's recommended though that if you are in these circumstances, a really great alternative is to use a damp towel to clean up more infection-prone areas and wash your face and neck daily. So that is the end of our presentation for today. I hope that this helped reinforce the concepts that we learned about throughout the entire week. And because there's still class time left, Feel free to go through and do the activities that you haven't completed for this week, or maybe preview next week, or work on your projects. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you guys next week.